Average at Best Cornhole, we're back again. We got some big hitters today, some lucky bags. We got the original Surefires and now the Elite Surefires. Uh, Surefire might be the most popular linen bag ever made, possibly. I think it kind of changed the game a little bit when it came out. A lot of bags are compared to that. And then Lucky's like, hey, we had a ton of success with our Elite Pro Sniper, so let's make an Elite Surefire. We got it here. It is a little bit slower than that Elite Pro Sniper. It's kind of right in line with the Surefires.
All right, baggage time on these, and starting off like usual with the speeds. The original Surefires are an 8.5. We'll get into more, if we think that really plays like a 5. And then there's no actual listing from Lucky Bags on their website for the Elite Surefires, but we feel comfortable calling them an 8.5, right?
Yeah, I mean, same bag, same speeds, right? Just that, you got a hybrid to make up for this slow side coming to a screeching halt if there's any humidity or moisture in there.
Yes. Speaking of that, we'll just jump ahead here to the speed consistencies. And the regular Surefires are a real hard bag to figure out. And when I first threw them, we were at camp. It was already nighttime. There was a lot of dew and stuff on the board. And they moved at the speed of stop. Right? They literally, I would throw it pretty hard and it would just stick to the board like Velcro. I kept calling it felt like a cat's tongue because it just felt so grippy and textured with that humidity on the board. And then later on, I threw them in a climate controlled garage and they were sliding on the boards just fine, had no issues. So,
but there still can be humidity indoors,
There can be, absolutely.
It's hard to figure out.
But that's why Lucky Bags came out with the Elite version of it, with a hybrid material on it that we all know too well. All but eliminates that problem, so you get a much better consistency, throughout the day and different humidities and dew points on the board.
So jump into the materials, and the Surefire has the Surefire slow side and the Surefire fast side. Like I said earlier, other bags are compared to that, so you don't need to know what else it is. The Elite Surefires, what changed is they put that hybrid carpet slow side on it, and this is like the other one, I guess.
That's what you always call it. The other.
Yeah, Winter Tides,
sauce,
the Buffalo sauce.
Sweetness.
We did the Big Mac bags. It's a common one. It's kind of the most consistent out of all the the common 3, but it is the slowest, which it goes good with the Surefire.
Right.
So we're going to move on to our slide up and start with forgiveness. Now, both bags were pretty forgiving. I definitely will say that. I didn't see a whole lot of kick. I also could not cut these regular Surefires too much.
Yeah.
The Elites probably were a little bit less forgiving than the Surefires, but I think you're going to expect that with that hybrid material. So we'll touch on template too, and if you're familiar with older Surefires, I heard that in 2025 they really shrunk the template on these. These are almost like a small, medium template, if you ask me. The Elites, it's about the same size template, and then I also heard that Lucky did that for their Pro Snipers too, and possibly their Pro Sniper Elite. So 2025 bags are going to be a little bit smaller than all the older models.
Fill flop on these. Primarily flat disc in these with a little bit of, possible filler beads in there, right?
I think there's some rounds in there, yeah, but not much. It's definitely mostly flat fill. And then the flop on them, I would definitely not consider these super floppy bags.
Nope.
Anyways, I know, especially compared to the old template too.
All right, whole bodiness. Right out of the gate, I'm going to have to give the nod to the Elites on this. The regular Surefires, got to get them to the hole first to even, gauge its whole bodiness.
I had trouble getting them to the hole, and then when I got them close, they still just kind of stopped.
Yeah, they did stick. They're not terrible, but they're not a bag that I would, promote its whole, whole bodiness. Its ability to drip in the hole at all. Surefire Elites are, a little bit better at it, maybe average, a little bit above average.
And on to the capable shots, and I think both bags are probably capable of all the shots, but I do believe Lucky made these Surefire Elites as a roll bag. With this different choice of slow side, it's going to catch and snag and be able to roll up and over. The Surefires, the regular Surefires, I would just throw them hard and try running holes with them, especially in perfect conditions, because they do slide super nice.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. The way they hit the board is fantastic, both bags, right? I was very pleased with the way they landed and, what they did immediately after. As far as the capable shots, if you're looking for one that you're going to cut more and stuff, you're definitely going to be looking at the Elite. If you're trying to roll a bag as well, I'd probably lean towards the Elite. I can't say that I even attempted too much, so I know that both bags probably are capable of doing that. Blocking game is definitely going to be the regular Surefires, right?
Yeah.
That's your dirty bag. If you're looking to, run blockers, both are going to be really good actually at blocking it and then, collecting, right? Both of them did a pretty good job at that. With that said, speaking on the collectability, both bags I thought collected pretty well. They were.
Yeah, those Elites though. I mean, it was elite with its collecting. I really did think that. I think that's the type of bag, a fuller bag with flat or disc fill. It just collects so nice.
Yeah, and the regular Surefires, I had no problem collecting. Not as easy as the Elites, but even when they were stickier and stuff, I did get a few where they would just grab each other and just bounce towards the hole together.
Yeah, you were literally throwing through the bag.
I missed a lot of shots though because of when they slowed down that much. I was just trying to throw that much harder, so I kept pulling everything to the right. So that was a big issue with those. So getting into how will these bags make you better, and I'm going to start with the Surefires, and they're going to help you throw a little bit harder, and they're going to help you put more spin on it, because that's what I kept finding myself having to do to get the action on the board that I wanted. As I actually had to put an increased amount of spin on the bag than my stock or my normal throw is, and after a while I started getting a little bit better at it, and I was putting a lot of RPMs on them bags.
Yeah, turn it up a little bit.
Yeah.
And the Elites, I mean, they're just going to make you more consistent, right? Because it's a consistent bag. And like I said, with the collectability, you're going to learn how to play that dirty style game. Lay that blocker with it, collect it, and clean it up and put them both in a hole.
Yeah, I like how you used it as consistency. I think that's kind of what this hybrid material is known for at this point. You really know what to expect from it.
It's a perfect complement to the regular Surefire because of all the gripes people have with that slow side. This one doesn't have it. So you might like this one a little bit more still, but when you can't play that one, this one's like a perfect fill-in, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Lucky Bags kind of hit a home run with, improving the Surefire, and, the Elite fits it because it really is an elite version of it.
A little bit of company information, so you can go out and find these guys. They have the website, obviously, which is just luckycornhole.com. So they have a Facebook page, their official page, which is Lucky Bags Cornhole.
Availability, both these bags are available in their 2025 series is on their website now. Not a lot of prints. Looks like they're still just kind of, rolling through the stock prints.
Yeah, like the launch editions or, their standard designs or whatever. Lucky does come out with some crazy stuff, through the season, but it's still a little early in that season. So we made it to our final thoughts, and we're going to start with cost, and we're not too thrilled about Lucky Bags' cost. They'll probably give them a 1.5 bagger, maybe, because the Surefires, they're $100. The Elites are a little bit more because they're Elite, $110. But there is some discount codes. You can knock that down a little bit, and I mean, this is the trend that the bag market's going in, so
it is. They're at the 100 or above, but not going to knock them too hard. I mean, you are buying Lucky Bags, which is that's top of the line name, right? So you can expect to pay a little more for such premium bags. So
Lucky didn't make it this far making bad bags, right? So I mean, you're going to get your money's worth for that cost. So my overall thoughts on these bags are, I understand what the Surefires did for the game of cornhole. It was very possible, but I also understand why Lucky Bags came out with the Elite, and I applaud them for it. Yeah. I'm actually glad they went with the slower hybrid than just copying their Pro Sniper Elite. I think that it's great marketing. I mean, this is an Elite bag of that, and it's interchangeable when you can't play the Surefire anymore. So overall, I applaud them. I like the Elites. It's a good bag. The Surefires, it's one of those ones you got to go out there and throw a couple times to decide if you're going to be able to play it or not.
The Surefires I really actually like a lot, simply because of they made me get creative. I had to try to throw and do things that I haven't ever had to do with the bag before. So that's super cool, and that goes right into how will it make you better. It's going to get you to be creative and try new things, and you may learn something. That's super awesome. Overall, both these bags are great. The Elites are a massive improvement when you're playing in varying conditions.
Yeah, and if you're a Surefire enthusiast, I highly recommend you go pick up the new Elite Surefires, because you're going to see how similar it is, but it's way different. And then also with the new template size, you might want to think about picking up a 2025 set also to see if you like the smaller template more.
Yeah, like we always ended, hey, if you're going to be average at something, be average at cornhole.